Teenagers use their phone for an average of 6 hours a day, which over the lives, that'll be around 12 years. At first I thought this was crazy, but then when I checked my own screen time, it read 9 hours a fucking day, which is crazy. After seeing this, you should check your screen time too, because honestly, it might surprise you like it did for me. But I created a plan that I'll personally try about how to stop using your phone. And here's what it is. First things first, you want to find what you're using the most on your phone to lower the amount of time you're actually on your phone. If you check screen time, it's a list of all the things you use and the time to use it daily and weekly. I found out that I used YouTube for 17 hours a week, which is crazy. And once you find these things out, that's when you can start tackling the issue and trying to find ways to stop using it. If you simply just move the app to a harder to get space, then while you're actually doing it, because sometimes when you're on Instagram, sometimes you'll find yourself on it and you're like, how did I get here? It's because you do it so often that just happens on its own, and it happens involuntary. So if you move it far away, then sometimes you'll catch yourself. But next thing is that you have to basically keep your phone away, because when your phone is near you, you'll be tempted to use it. There's also studies that have been on this. If your phone is near you, you'll lose focus. Every time you're studying or something like that, you always go to your phone, and sometimes you'll even realize this when you're doing something. You'll find yourself on your phone like minutes or even seconds later, even if it's like a notification. But this goes to my next thing, which is changing some settings. Some settings I usually change is race to wake, because this may seem really weird, but whenever you have your phone that basically turns on when you pick it up, then it basically makes you so it's like, oh, my phone's already on, so I might as well just open it, right? So that's one of the things you might not even realize. Another thing is simply turning off notifications, because if you see notifications, then you're going to want to open your phone. And I don't personally use this, but you could also turn on grayscale if you're really serious about it. The next thing is deleting apps you know are bad. Apps that are bad are usually things like TikTok, Instagram, and just like apps that are really bad for you. You notice by seeing hours, and you're not doing anything useful, like watching reels. I'm guilty of this, and I've made multiple excuses saying, oh, but I text my friends here, oh, but I upload content on this, so this is important. But if I'm not getting X, Y, and Z from it, then what's the point? And, I can text my friends on messages and just ask for their phone number. It's the same thing. So if you're really serious, just delete the apps that are bad. The next thing is texting your friends. You may want to stop texting your friends. I'm not saying texting is a bad thing, but sometimes people overdo it. I've seen snap scores in the millions, and people using it for hours a day. They could be talking to these very people. They could even call them, because talking and calling are basically 3 times faster than texting. It just feels better to be with the person you are talking to, right? And I'm not saying texting is a bad thing, because sometimes you have to, because you can't really speak in public sometimes. But just try not to overdo it, because when you do, then it really just sucks the day away. The next thing is not using your phone before bed or right after you wake up, because the last thing you want to do when you're about to sleep is use your phone. Because a lot of people, whenever they use their phone right when they're about to sleep, it does the opposite. Like they say, oh, I can't sleep, so I'm just gonna use my phone. But you can't sleep if you're using your phone. It doesn't make any sense, because when you sleep, you have to think of nothing. So if you use your phone and get that blue light, you're not gonna be able to sleep. So just put the phone down. In the morning, you also don't want it to be the first thing where you pick up your phone immediately, because your friends aren't banking that you text them immediately. Just chill. It's alright. Just take your time and just wait until later in the day when you use your phone, and don't make it the first thing that you do. The last thing is, and this is the most important one for me especially, is find alternatives. Because when you have nothing to do, the first thing is, well, if I got nothing to do, I'm just gonna use my phone. I realize this a lot, because most times when I use my phone, I always made the excuse to my parents whenever they ask me, like, well, I have nothing to do, so I might as well just use my phone. But that's not true. You have infinite things to do. There's always options. And, they don't have to be boring either. Sometimes you can go for a walk, hang out with your friends. There's infinite options. You can even read a book, but you don't have to do anything boring. You can have fun. But when you have nothing to do, it leaves room for you to be like, oh, I have free time, I'm just gonna use my phone. And by the way, I'm not saying free time is bad or anything, but when you have nothing to do, and the only thing in place of that is using your phone, or the only other thing you have in mind is that, then you're probably going to use it. Obviously, I know I myself have a lot of screen time, which is why I'm going to personally try to see if this works, and in a week I'll update you guys to see what happened and see if anything changed. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped, and Godspeed to you. You got this.